Okay, can you all hear me and see me? Can you type and let me know whether you can hear me or see me? Probably stop sharing. Stop sharing. Hi, Eric. Hi, Mindy. Zoom recording. Just making sure I have recorded this. Okay, all right. Then I'll also share this on Facebook. Okay. Just do this right. Okay, let's start. So our topic today is balance method acupuncture to balance pose. Okay, balance method acupuncture to balance pose. This is our topic today. Now, why a few questions, okay? The topic that we're going to talk about is why do we do pose? Okay, and because when I first start acupuncture, when I needle patient, I didn't actually take pose. Now, tell me, how many of you are taking pose before acupuncture? Okay, if you do, please reply 2. If you never do that in your practice, please reply 3. So can you let me know how many people of you that when you needle your patient, when you do acupuncture, and you actually take pose to decide what point to choose? If you do, please reply 3. If you don't, please reply 4. Okay, so sometimes, Chantal says sometimes, that's great. So that is no right or wrong thing, you see? That's not right or wrong. I just want to understand, because in the past, I didn't do that at all, okay? I still treat patient, you know? We still get it right. We still get results. That's what we want, right? Results. That's okay. If you don't do that, that's fine. Just be honest. I want to know. I want to understand you, right? For balance method acupuncture, you don't do that, right? You don't need pose. You just ask the question and to make the diagnosis, right? Then, but why do I take pose to balance the pose? That's because in 黄帝内经 it said you must examine the pose before acupuncture, right? That's in 黄帝内经, and we'll talk about it later. Okay, then we'll talk about the general rule of acupuncture. Then I'm going to share with you the pose location. Then I'm going to give you some example of balance method acupuncture, global balance, how global balance will be able to balance the pose, right? Now, okay, first, I want to say thank you to Dr. Richard Tan, because he taught me balance method acupuncture. And Dr. Richard Tan was the founder of Balance Method Acupuncture. So he developed this system, but he didn't create the theory. Okay, all the theory is actually exists in the book already, right? The balance meridian that many people use it in the past, right? And the holographic theory, yep, many people use it before that. Okay, but he put all this thing together and developed a system that called balance method acupuncture. Right. So the second person I want to say thank you is Master Xiao Chuan Pan, because he taught me how to take pulse, how to check the pulse. So he is the founder of self-consistent system of classical Chinese medicine. So again, he didn't create any theory at all, okay, but he created the system. He created a system called self-consistent system of classical Chinese medicine. Right. Now, let's talk about God. Let's talk about the pulse. Now, this is a 黄帝内经灵枢 chapter 1. It says, before applying acupuncture, the doctor must examine the pulse condition. Why? Because you want to see the qi, whether the qi is deficient or excessive. Only when the state of the qi is made clear, then you decide the treatment. Right? Does it make sense to you? So why do we do this? Right? When it comes to acupuncture, right? We want to make a diagnosis. Yes, we use pulse to make a diagnosis. To use pulse to make diagnosis. Once you have the diagnosis, then you'll be able to go to the second part to choose the meridian. So acupuncture 1, 2, 3 is this 3-step imbalance method acupuncture. That the first step is find the sick meridian, which is make a diagnosis. Second part is principle, the treatment principle, as well as making sure which meridian you need to treat. Then the third part is choosing the point, selecting acupuncture point. Right. Now, I want to share with you why did I do the pulse. I shared this over and over again. I'm pretty sure some of you know it already. So I want to stop this. Okay. Can you all see me? Okay. If you can, please reply 1. So I'm not sharing my presentation at the moment. I'm just sharing this. Okay. Just making sure everyone's in. Right. When I use balance method acupuncture on my patient, it's great, right? It's great. The first step, when patient walk in, they say, well, I have pain. They say, I have pain. That's okay. You have pain, right? Can you show me where the pain is? Oh, it's in here. That is bladder meridian. Then the second part, this is acupuncture 1. Acupuncture 2, well, I can choose lung meridian. This is system 2, right? Lung meridian to treat UV meridian. Then acupuncture 3, then I choose the point using image. So if it's in here, I can needle here, get the access point and needle here. As soon as I needle it, I ask the patient, how do you feel right now? Try to move your back. And they said, wow, that's amazing. The pain was 10, now drop down to 5. Or the pain was 10, now it's all gone, or drop down to 1. Then you know you get instant relief, right? It works. Fantastic. Now, here's a question, okay? I'm pretty sure if you practice balance method acupuncture, it'll come to a confusion. You don't know, in some cases, you don't know how to actually make the diagnosis. Make a diagnosis. You don't know how to actually, where is the sick meridian? For example, a patient walk in and say, my chronic pain is, I suffer from insomnia. There's no pain. So you don't know where exactly, which organ's causing it. Right? You have to ask more questions, collect more information. And the more you ask, the more confusing you get. Does it make sense? Now, patient may come, oh, I suffer from diarrhea. And you ask, do you have pain in the tummy? No. Do you have bloating? No. Okay. Do you sleep well? Yes. Do you have any other condition? No. I just simply got diarrhea 5 or 6 times a day. And there's no difficulty. It's good. Everything's good. Just diarrhea. Urgency. So how do you treat this case? Now, you don't know where to go into acupuncture 1. Find a sick meridian, right? So this is the real case. When I just practice balance method acupuncture, and I have a question, always come to a question, oh dear, how do I actually make the diagnosis? When I have this problem, I have this confusion, I come to a state that I don't know how to do that, then what do? I ask myself a question, is there any, or even though I choose that, I guess, oh, this is spleen and stomach problem, and I put needle in. And you don't get instant relief because this patient, you have to wait until they go home, they get a sleep, and come back next time whether the sleep well or not. You're not sure whether the acupuncture point that you choose are right for this patient. My question is, do I have anything to check to understand the point that I choose for this patient? Right for it, you know? Yes, pulse, checking pulse. So that was where the master Xiao Chuan Pan came out on WeChat, and I attended to one of his WeChat webinar, live webinar. Then I got the recording. He sent me the recording, and I listened over and over again for 5 times. And I start realizing, okay, this is something that I want, because he knew how to check the pulse, to make a diagnosis, then needle it. Then we check the pulse again to see the pulse has been balanced or not. This is important. This is something that I want. So which means I can learn this to check my patient's pulse. If they come in without any pain, without any obvious conditions, and I find it difficult to make a diagnosis, this is something that I can do it. I can make a diagnosis easier, very easy in this case. And also I can do this to all my patients, even though they're in pain. Even they're in pain, they're coming in pain. Okay, I'm going to share with you later on. Let's keep going with my presentation. Okay, does it make sense? I hope, are you all understand? If you understand it, can you please give me a thumbs up and say yes? So far, are you all okay? Fine. How do I check? Okay. Does it make sense to you? Does it make sense to you? If it does, please let me know. Just say yes. Does it make sense? Reply 1 if it does make sense to you. Thank you. Okay, that's great. Right. Let's keep going. Now, why do we take pulse? Again, because in 黄帝内经, they say before applying acupuncture, you must check the pulse. And why do you check the pulse? Because I want to make a diagnosis. And our diagnosis is simple, very simple. Only 2 things that you want to check. Number 1 is the qi excessive. Number 2, qi deficient. And then you want to go to whether it's the wood qi excessive or wood qi deficient, right? Come to know what is wood. Wood represent liver and gallbladder. What about fire? Fire qi deficient, fire qi excessive. Fire means heart and small intestine. Small intestine deficiency, or small intestine and heart deficient, or small intestine and heart excessive, right? Now, when you have a diagnosis, what is the general role of acupuncture? You need a principle, right? It's simple. And 黄帝内经 again, chapter 1, 灵枢. The general rule of acupuncture is to use reinforcing technique to deal with xu, which is deficiency, to use the reducing technique to deal with man, which is shi, excessive, right? Which is, okay, we don't have to deal with the rest of it. So it's only 2 things. This is telling you that when it's excessive, you do the technique of reducing. When it's deficiency, you do the technique of reinforcing. Tonify, I call it tonify. Does that make sense? Okay, hope that makes sense. Okay, that become very simple, right? Now, let's talk about pulse location. Now, our pulse location is very different. When I say different, you see that in here. On the hand, this is the left hand. This is the left hand. Female left hand was the red color. Red color means fire. So you have heart in here, you have small intestine in here. So let's just talk about 脏 organ. Forget about a full organ, okay? So on the left side is heart, liver, kidney. It also is fire, wood, water, right? And the right side of male, this is the male, eh? Male hand. On the right side, this is right hand. White is what? Metal, earth, fire again. And this fire is 相火, 相 fire. Right. This is lung, spleen, and 命门. Lung, spleen, 命门. Okay. This is the location of it, which is 寸关氏. 寸关氏. Let's come to here. Male left side. 寸关氏 is heart, liver, kidney. Male right side. 寸关氏 is lung, spleen, 命门. Well, female is opposite. Female right side is heart, liver, kidney. Female left side is lung, spleen, 命门. So what I would suggest you memorize this. So this is very different from where you learn from school. Okay, it's very, very different. Just getting someone to get into the group. Okay, so you just need to memorize this. Male left, female right. 寸关氏, heart, liver, kidney. And don't try to memorize the opposite. Use the opposites. So just memorize male left side, female right side. 寸关氏, heart, liver, kidney. Then you know the opposite side. The opposite side is lung, spleen, 命门. Okay, simple. Now, I want to share with you how to take the pose. You can take the pose yourself by just doing heart, liver, kidney, lung, spleen, 命门. Okay, simple. Now go to the next step. This is an example. Okay. What if now earth strongest, which means earth excessive. Earth that is in the the right side of male guan is earth. It's back to here. You see, and over here on the right side, the spleen, which is earth. So how do you diagnose that? Acupuncture 1, you see, earth strong, earth strongest. That's your diagnosis. So when you take pose, you need to take both hands at the same time to compare both pose to figure out which pose is the strongest. Okay. Now, when you get to the earth strongest, then you go to step 2. What is earth strongest? Earth means spleen and stomach, right? Earth means spleen and stomach. In female case, that's in the right hand guan, left hand guan. In male, that is right hand guan, that's earth, the position, right? Then once you get the diagnosis, then you go to step 2, acupuncture 2. Now, acupuncture 2 is you want to reduce earth and metal. Okay, now in step 2, acupuncture 2, why reduce metal? Right, reducing earth, it makes sense because earth is the strongest. Then, but reducing metal doesn't make sense, right? It makes sense. The principle is in here. Here's the principle I want to share with you. The principle is when there's excessive, then you reduce the sun. When there is deficiency, you reinforce the mother. Does it make sense? Right. Now, so metal is the son of earth. So in this case, it's strongest. When it's excessive, earth excessive, we want to reduce the sun, which means the metal. So reduce earth and reduce metal. Does it make sense? Now, you want to look at what is earth in the meridian and the organs. Earth is spleen and stomach, which means you want to reduce the spleen meridian and stomach meridian. And what is metal? Metal is lung and large intestine. So you want to reduce the lung and large intestine. So let me tell you, you're reducing the meridian, or we'll put it down to reducing the organs energy or qi. Okay, now those 4 meridian come to the become one of the global balance, which is Tai Yin Yang Ming pattern. Tai Yin Yang Ming pattern. Okay, so now we've been just deciding which meridian to treat this. Right, there's 4 meridian. There's 4 meridian. Now we're gonna talk point later on. Now before we talk about the point, I want to show you something, and so you can see. Okay, again, I'm not very familiar with this, but I'm trying to stop sharing so you can look at my face. Can you all look at my face now? If you do, please say yes. So we'll show you this. Can you all see me now? Okay, good. Okay, imbalance method acupuncture. If you decide, we have 4 meridian, right? Those 4 meridian, lung meridian. If you needle lung meridian in that side, then the opposite side, this lung is in, you need to needle spleen. So spleen meridian on the opposite side. In, okay. Then what about Yang Ming? What Yang Ming is large intestine meridian in here, and stomach meridian in here. So Yang Ming in here, stomach in here. Oh, large intestine in here, stomach in here. That makes sense? That become yin, yang, yin, yang, yin. That is global balance. One of the key point theory that you have to meet in global balance. Well, you might have one question. Can I put needle and in here? Yes. The in, lung in here, spleen in here, large intestine in here, stomach in here. That's okay. Yin, yang, yin, yang, yin, yang. Okay, that makes sense? So you don't put in spleen in here, lung in here, or you don't put lung in here or in spleen in here, both together. So yin yang, you needle yin yang separate and different part. Does it make sense? So this is what we call global balance. Very different with local balance. And we're not talking about local balance today. Next class, we're going to talk about local balance. All right. Does it make sense now? Any question for this one? If you're all good, please reply 1. If you're all good with this part, reply 1. Because you can use this. You can use it straight away in your clinic. All right, this is global balance. That's great. You're all good. Now, let's keep going. Let's keep going, keep going. Let me share the... must be the one. Okay, cool. Acupuncture 3. Acupuncture 3. How do you choose the point? Now, let me make it clear for you, right? We are reducing the meridian, the energy of the meridian, which is spleen, stomach, lung, and large intestine. When we reduce the metal lung, metal large intestine, then the earth, spleen, and earth stomach, they will come to help the sun. They have to support the sun because the sun is too weak. They need to give more energy to the sun. Therefore, they will even weaker. They'll become even weaker. Okay, that's what we want because they are too strong. They're too rich, right? We need to take out all the money, get all the money to the sun. That makes sense? So we reduce that sun to make the mother of the mother, which is spleen and stomach, even weaker. Okay, now we want to reduce the spleen meridian or spleen organs. We still apply the principle of when it assess, we needle the sun point. What is the sun point? Spleen 5 is the sun point of spleen. Stomach 45 is the sun point of stomach organs. But when you needle those, then spleen and stomach qi will reduce. Now, how do you reduce lung meridian energy? By needle lung 5. Because lung 5 is the sun point of lung meridian. Large intestine point 2 is the sun point of large intestine. Okay, so you needle spleen 5, stomach 45, lung 5, large intestine 2. Then again, if you needle that on the right side of spleen, then left hand you have the needle lung, right? Left hand needle lung, and right hand you have needle large intestine 2, and left leg you have needle stomach 45. Okay. In this stage, are you all good? If you're all good, please reply 2. If you're all good, please reply 2. You all understand? Are you following? It's important that you are following my step. I want to know. Thank you. That's great. Now, this is global balance. When do you use it? Okay, now you have a question now, right? Large intestine is water. I'm not talking about the 5 elements and the point. I'm talking about how you reduce large intestine meridian. If you want to reduce large intestine meridian, which point is the best? Are you going to needle the Harari point? Are you going to needle the mother point? No, the sun point, because we have a principle. Okay, we are not talking about when you needle the large intestine 2, you're going to increase the water. No. This water point is actually reducing, has the effect only for large intestine, not for others. Because large intestine 2 is the sun point of the meridian. Okay, I hope that makes sense to you. Okay. Tosa, does it make sense? Okay, next step. If you take pulse, acupuncture 1, 2, 3, Acupuncture 1, 2, 3. Okay, the patient walk in. I don't care whether it's stomach pain, headaches, insomnia, diarrhea. We make it simple to check the pulse. You take the pulse. If this is female, then the metal point, the metal pulse is actually on the left chin. If it's male, let's go back to male. If it's male, then it's in the right chin. This is male, okay? Female in the left chin. Lung is on the chin, right? Male is on the right chin, which means in this pulse are the weakest. When you take the pulse, it appears to the fingers. It's the last one appearing to the fingers. The last one that you feel it. Okay? Compared with the others. It's very simple, right? Now, what does metal mean? Metal means lung and large intestine when it comes to the meridian, right? Now, you make the diagnosis, metal weakest. In acupuncture, this is acupuncture 1. Acupuncture 2, the principle is when deficient, you tonify mother. Now, who is the mother of metal? Earth. So you tonify earth, right? This is earth. You tonify earth, acupuncture 2. Now, when you tonify earth, of course, you tonify metal as well because metal the weakest. Now, we have the principle now. We know we're gonna tonify metal and earth. Let's change it into meridian. Metal is lung and large intestine. Earth is spleen and stomach. Then let's see. Again, they become Tai Yin Yang Ming pattern. That is global balance pattern again. That's fantastic, right? Again, Tai Yin Yang Ming pattern and is the global balance of balance method acupuncture. So this two pattern can treat metal weakest and earth weakest. Of course, it can treat others, right? But not just that. It can treat the pulse. Now come to acupuncture 3. Does it make sense so far? How it come to all those 4 meridian? If it makes sense to you, if you're following, please reply 3. That's great. Very simple, right? Absolutely simple. Okay. Now, how do we choose the point? Acupuncture 3. Again, we are tonify the meridian, lung meridian, large intestine meridian, spleen meridian, stomach meridian. Now, which point is the best point to tonify lung? And lung meridian. There are a lot of meridian points on lung meridians, right? We choose the mother point. The mother point is lung 9. Then when it comes to large intestine 11, spleen 2, stomach 41. So all those 4. And wait, when you needle it, is there any principle? Yes, you needle, if you needle lung 9 in the right side, then you know the opposite side leg, which is left side, you need to needle spleen 2. Then large intestine will be on the left side, left hand. Then on the opposite side, which is left leg, you need the needle, stomach 41. Okay, does it make sense so far? If it does, if you're following, please reply 4. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. 4. Okay. All good. You are all smart. Very, very smart. That's fantastic. Okay. Now I'm going to stop the share. Okay. Can you all see me? Okay. Now, if a patient comes in, they say, I have headache, I have lower back pain, I have stomach pain, and the pain maybe in Saoyang meridian in here, and what is in here? UB meridian and kidney meridian, right? But in general, we make to those other 6 meridian, and in global balance, we want to treat those meridian. We want to in your treatment, you want to include UB, kidney, and Saoyang, which is Sanjiao or gallbladder, right? But when you take pulse, you don't need to ask all this exactly where the pain is. If you wanted to, that's okay. When you take pulse, you take the pulse. Well, if this is female, you take the pulse. Then on this hand, which is my right hand, patient's left hand, if it's left one excessive, strongest, then you can apply Tai Yin Yang Ming using the sun point. When you applied all the needles in, there's no direction, just put needle in. You check the pulse again. You check the pulse again. How long should you wait? Straight away, you don't have to wait for longer. Straight away, take the pulse. Wow, the pulse is coming down. You got it. Then the next day you ask patient, how do you feel? How's your headache? How's your back pain? How's your stomach pain? They will tell you, oh, it's better. Simple. So you can check the pulse after your needle, your acupuncture, the work that you've done. This is for pain. You can use that to understand, to check whether it works or not. It's very simple. If it does work for you, now you know that any of the case, if they come into your clinic, they don't have any symptoms. They don't have obvious symptoms, then you can still do that. It will still work. Okay, the reason I love this technique is because when I needle it, I check the pulse balance, and if they have condition, obvious condition with pain, and the pain reduce, then I can give them herbs according to my diagnosis. It's very simple. And they take herbs, or I can then suggest them some massage point, and according to that as well. And I can ask them to do moxibustion. So one diagnosis, you can give herbs, you can do acupuncture, you can do moxibustion, you can do acupressure, all according to that. But if you do acupuncture according to image, I'm not saying image is not good, but compare with this. When you do image, yes, you can do acupuncture, you can do acupressure, but hey, you can't give herbs. Because you don't have the principle in Chinese herbs to give to the diagnosis according to image. You can't do that. You simply just can't do that. So this is the big difference I want to share with you. Okay. Now, again, are you all following? It's very simple. Now tell me, share with me, do you want to learn this technique? If you do, please reply 5. I'm going to share with you how you can learn this technique. Okay, great. It's very simple. For those that you just sign in, you didn't hear, you didn't follow much from the beginning. I'm recording all this. Hopefully that's all good and there's no problem with the recording. And I'll put up on YouTube and I'll send it to you. And as well as I'm gonna save it on my put it up on my my platform, webinar platform. So on my webinar platform, you'll be able to watch this video again, as well as get the material. So my presentation PDF, and you can get it on YouTube. If I'll send you 2 links, okay? One is going to my webinar platform. It's free for you to watch. We watch it again. And in my webinar platform, I also will attach the PDF you can download. Now, for some reason, if you just want to watch it, and then you can click the YouTube video and watch it, but you won't be able to get the PDF from the YouTube. Okay, let's make it clear. Okay, Chantal, you have missed it. Reinforce an organ. Okay, that lung 9 is because lung 9 is the mother point of the lung meridian. So when it's deficient, then you're gonna use the mother point. So all this thing, Chantal, you have signed up my next this end of the month of the 3 days live webinar, and we're gonna discuss all this all again. So don't you worry. So I just explained it. I hope that makes sense to you. Great. All right, let's get back to my. For those you said 5, you said yes, and you want to learn step by step. Okay. And in my live webinar, I'm going to show you how to exactly take all this one. Okay, the exact point I'm going to show you. It's easy. It's very easy. The reason I say very easy because I've done this for my friends online, and they can learn it straight away. So I am pretty confident that I can teach you all this through online. You don't have to okay, now this is how you can learn from me step by step. Okay, so I have 3 days live webinar coming up. The topic is balance method acupuncture and pulse balancing acupuncture. So the date is 26 to 28 to 28, sorry, 6, 7, 8. 28 March 2021, Friday to Sunday. Okay. I'm going to teach you local balance. All right. Balance method acupuncture, local balance, and global balance. They're all based on image holographic theory to choose the point, to select acupuncture point. Then I'm also going to teach you pulse balancing acupuncture, which we just showed you today. Right. This is registered registration link. I'll share it to you later. You get 3 bonus. The first bonus you get is value at $399 US, local balance webinar. So you're gonna learn this in 3 days, webinar, live webinar. And I'm also going to give you that we have recording, we have been selling online for about a year now, that this one, we're gonna give it for free. So you can rewatch it. You can watch it before the 3 days live webinar, once you pay, okay? Then you can keep it for 6 months and we watch it again and again and again. Then the second bonus is I'm going to give you value at $1,500 which is this course. I'm going to record it for 3 days and then you can watch it again and again for 6 months. Okay, I don't think no one giving you this bonus. Okay, and lifetimes access to acupuncture support Facebook group. So this is a private group. This is a private group. Then you can come in and you can ask as many questions if you want after learning this, or you can ask any case in your daily practice. And I'll do my best to discuss the case with you and give you some suggestion to support you. And if you've been in the group, and I'm happy for you to share your opinion and suggestion to others as well. Okay, the next one. So if you want to join, our full price is $1,500. If you sign up now, you only pay $1,000. Right? This is the registration link. I'm going to share it to you. So with 1,000, you're going to get all this bonus, right? You get all this bonus. Right? Let me put it down in here. So this is the link. Now you better copy this link, okay? And I'll send it to you in your email as well, so don't miss it. Right. Any question for today? Any question for today? For Facebook friends, if you're on Facebook, I'm going to send you the link. Just give you a minute. If you're on Facebook, here is the link. For those you want to learn it, here is the link. Okay. Right. Any question for today? The reason I do this live video for this week is because I have, Auckland's lockdown, and this is a way to support Auckland acupuncturists while lockdown, and we do some live video. So last night I did the same topic in Chinese. Tonight I do it on English, and tomorrow night we'll do it in Chinese for other topic. And on Thursday I'm going to do it on other in English again. So alternate for about weeks. Okay. So I will be able to watch the 3 days webinar because I won't be able to attend live due to time difference. That's okay. Yes. We're going to record everything. We'll do a recording, everything, and we'll send you the link again, and then you can rewatch it again. That's why we create the Facebook group, because you can ask as many questions as you want in the group. Okay. Any question for today? Yes. If you can't watch the live video, and that's okay. I would like to ask when you check your pulse again after treatment or between processing treatment. Thank you. So you check the pulse as soon as you finish needle. Okay. If you find that the pulse has not changed yet, had not balanced yet, then you wait for a couple of minutes or 5 to 10 minutes and come back. You go treat the other patient first and come back and check on it. Okay. There's a lot of it's simple, but let's discuss what I mean rebalance. There's some key in here, rebalance, right? The first rebalance, okay, if let's say this case, this fingers, right? You take the fingers and pulse those two, right? This one is very strong. You should take the pulse, both ones should be balanced. At the same time, you feel the pulse. This is balance. But if this one is very strong, then you put needle in, you check the pulse again, and you find that, well, first case, first scenario, it doesn't work. It's still very strong. Second, we say balance. That's great. That's good. This is balance. Well, are there all cases that like this? No. Sometimes it's in here, but it dropped down to here. That's good. It's happening, which means you're doing the right work for it. That's balance again, but not completely balanced, but it toward to all balance, right? So another case is this was there, and it dropped down to here, and that's good too. Don't worry, don't worry. That's because the needle is there, so the needle effect bring this down even further, and that's okay. That's okay. One needle's out, it will go out. Okay. So a few things that you need to check after needles, and maybe no change. No change means you need to do some technique in the hand that I'm going to teach you in the webinar. All right. But at the moment, you just needle it. Right. For your experience in your clinic, you needle it, you check for it. I would suggest you say, hey, the patient comes and say, wow, today I'm going to do something different. Right. I'm not going to follow. It was great last treatment, right? Don't worry, I'm going to try something different. Let's try different first. I believe this will work for you. If it doesn't work, then we'll go back to the same protocol, same strategy as last time. So you take the pulse. You find, okay, this is what it is, and you put needle in, you make a diagnosis first, and then you choose the meridian and you insert needle, and after that you check the pulse again. And the pulse from there down to here, or down to there, or down to there, right? From here, it dropped down a little bit, or half, that's good. Or it dropped down to all balance, that's good. Or it dropped down to even further, and that's good too. And you ask the patient if they have back pain, headaches, you ask them, how's your headaches now? How's your back pain now? You ask them, and they will tell you, oh, much better, right? This is how you test it out whether it works or not. Now, it's only places if it was that, and after needle you take it's still like this, it doesn't work. What do you do? What do you do? There are other strategies, and you can put needle apart from going straight. You can do some direction, and you can do some technique, right? What technique do? You can twist the needle. When you twist it for 6 times, that reduce. When you twist it for 9 times, that is reinforcing technique. Right? There are a lot to talk about, but let's keep it simple. Just do this, insert a needle, and feel it. Okay? Now, if you need to learn more, come and join my 3 days live webinar. I'm going to teach you all about this. And if the time's not suitable for you, don't you worry. We'll record everything and then you can rewatch it again. All right, that's it for tonight. Any question? If there's no question, and I'm gonna just end this live video, and I'll see you another time in 2 days, the night after tomorrow. Okay, stay awesome, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye. e-meeting